Welcome to an episode of my Linux driver tutorials. So in previous videos I've already written a driver for my simple platform device consisting of one LED and a push button. We were successfully able to control the hardware, but we have some limitations. So in the current driver implementation we are setting the LED and reading in the state of the button in the probe function, which is called when we're adding the driver and a compatible device is present, and we are clearing the LED when we are in the remove function, which is called when we are removing a compatible device or unloading the driver. But in between, there is no way for the user space to interact with the driver, for example, to set the LED. And in today's video, I will add such a user space interface for my platform device driver by using a miscellaneous device. So let's go. As you can see here, I'm connected to my Raspberry Pi over SSH, and the first thing I will do is I will navigate into my Linux driver tutorials folder. So here you can see all the Linux drivers I've already written. And by the way, this repository is now also available on codeberg.org. So if you prefer watching my sources on codeberg.org and don't want to go to github.com, you're now free to do so. Okay, as a template for today's video, I will use the folder the code from Lection 20, and I will create a new folder I will call platform misc. Okay, so let's take a look what we have in here. So my devdriver.c is the C source code for our Linux driver. My overlay.dts is the source code for our device tree overlay. The makefile will compile the driver and the device tree overlay, and the README gives you some more information about this lecture if you prefer reading instead of watching videos. The first thing I will do is in the device tree overlay, we are currently adding 2 devices, but for this tutorial, as I only have connected one device, so one LED and one button, one device is enough here. And let me also turn on off the webcam so I can see everything a little bit better. And now let's take a look at the driver source code. So this is a very simple platform driver source code. So first we're naming the compatible devices. We are defining a device data struct. Then we are implementing a probe and a remove function. In the probe function, the first thing we do is we are allocating data for the device. So for each device, we're allocating one object from the type struct myDevData. Then we are initializing the hardware. So first we are reading in the LED GPIO property from the device tree and configuring one GPIO pin to act as the LED, and we are configuring for input to be able to access our button. Okay, then here we are setting the LED and reading in the state of the button, and we are setting the driver data so we can retrieve it back in the remove function. And in the remove function, we are retrieving our device data, we are clearing the LED, and we are freeing the used GPIOs so they can be used by other programs or drivers afterwards. And then we are bundling the compatible devices, the probe and the remove function in the driver struct. And then we are registering the driver at the operating system. And that's all we are doing in this driver. And now I want to add the support for a miscellaneous device. So for each compatible device, I want to register a miscellaneous device. And then I will implement the read and write callback functions. Over the read function, I want to be able to read in the state of the button. Over the write function, I want to be able to control my LED. Okay, and the first thing I need to include linux/misc device, which is the header for our miscellaneous device. Then here in the device data struct, I will add a field from the type misc device as well, and I will call this mdev. And what I will also do is I will add a variable I will call device count, which I will set to 0. I will need this to form the name. Then normally the next steps would be to implement the read and the write callback functions and bundle them in a file operation struct, but I will skip this for now and first show you how to register the misc device in the probe function and how to unregister it in the remove function. So here we are allocating the device data, and now this struct is a little bit bigger because we now also have a field for our miscellaneous device. And after initializing the hardware, we have to set up and register our miscellaneous device. So therefore, we have to write the file, or we have to set a pointer to the file operations we want to support. This variable here is not defined yet. I will do this later. Then I have to set the minor device number I want to use, but as I don't care, I can set this to misc dynamic minor. So this will let the system dynamically assign a minor device number for us. And then the misc device also has a field name for the name of the device file. And I will set this to the string name, which I haven't defined yet. So here, let's add a name string. And with s and s printf, we can set the name to my def, and at the end I want to have a number. And the number here will be the device count, and then I will increment the device count. So the first device's name will be mydef0, for the second device it will be mydef1, and so on and so forth. Then I will call the misc register function to register my misc device, and this will also create the character device, or the device file for us. But in case this returns a value unequal to 0, an error occurred. So let me copy this error message here. Could not register misc device, and I will go to free button and abort from my probe function, but first I have to declare free button, and in here I will free the button. Okay, and in the remove function what I will do is I will first decrement the device count, and then I will use misc deregister to remove our miscellaneous device from the system. Okay, good. So that's how to register a miscellaneous device for each compatible device which is added to the system, and how to free it afterwards. So now all which is left is we have to implement the read and the write callback functions. And therefore let's take a look at our previous selection. Here we go. So here I will copy the read and the write callback and just modify it a little bit as we need it. Okay, so let's add this here. I will do a little bit of renaming, so this should be mydef read and mydef write. And I will also get rid of the prints here, the kernel prints. I also don't need those. Okay, and in the read function I want to be able to read in the state of the button. And in the write function I want to be able to set the LED. But we have a small problem. So we don't know for which device the read function was called. And so what we need is we need to get the device's data first, and then we can access the GPIO descriptor pointers to set the LED or to read in the button. But how do we get this? Well, therefore we have to add a small conversion function, and I will also declare this inline to speed it up a little bit, or to speed up the calling of it. So this function should return a pointer to our device data, and I will call it to my dev data. And as an argument, it will take a pointer from the type struct file. Because on a miscellaneous device we are really lucky, because with the open function, the private data pointer of the struct file pointer here will be set to our miscellaneous device. So here let me add a pointer from the type misc device, which I will call m, and this is just from the file pointer the private data. And then I can use the macro container of to get the device data pointer from the pointer to the miscellaneous device, which is also stored in the device data. So the first argument here is the pointer to the misc device here. The second one is the name of the device data struct. And the last argument is the name of the field to which this pointer points, which is mdef in my case. And what this is doing here is, here I can add a pointer from the type myDevData, and I can name this priv for private again. And here I just have to call to my device data and pass this file pointer here, and this will return a pointer to my device's data back to me. And then I will also declare a string here in this function in the status. So the cool thing is now I have a pointer to my device data, and now I can access the button, for example. So down here what I will do is I will use gpiod get value to read in the state of the button. Okay, and then I will use sprintf again. Button is pressed, and if status is 1, then I want to add an empty string here. If not, I want to add not here. Okay, and then I can copy this text to the user buffer here, and that should be it. But maybe it would be better to use snprintf here, but then I have to check where the length goes. So char. Okay, the second argument is the length, so maybe let's use snprintf here just to be sure. Okay, so I can't write more than size of text into this variable. This makes it a little bit safer. Okay, and in the right callback, I first also will get back the device data struct from the file pointer. Then I'm copying the string here to Userspace, and then what I will do is I will check if the first letter of the string is equal to 0. Because if so, I will use gpiod set value priv led. I will set it to 0, and in case this is a 1, I will set the value to 1 here. Okay, then down here I'm declaring the file operation my misc device should support, and that should be it. So I can delete these 4 lines here, and then I can try to compile the driver. So let's see if the compilation works. Yes, this should be lower cases. Yes, and this is also, okay, 2 errors, but 2 correctable ones, I would say. So this has to be in lower cases. And this is not misc, of course. This is mdef, I've called it. And yeah, here it is. It's okay. Okay, so let me try to compile it again. This time it's looking better. Then let me turn back on my webcam so you can see the LED and if I'm pressing the button or not. Okay, now I can see it again. Then let's insert our driver. Now nothing happened because we haven't added the compatible devices, so let's do it right now. And now we can see we have a mydev0 device file here. Let's first read from it. And we're getting button is not pressed. Now I'll press the button and I'm getting back button is pressed. So reading in the state of the button is already working. Now let's also try to set the LED. Yep, it's on. And it's off again. Cool. Yep. And the cool thing about this implementation is we could add as many devices as we wanted. For each device we would get our own device file, and our driver would still support that. Okay, so that is how to add a Userspace interface to our platform device driver by using a miscellaneous device. I hope you've enjoyed the video and learned something. In case you want to support my work, you can buy my coffee on buymeacoffee.com/journals for Linux. So thanks for watching and goodbye.